God. What is that like?
Torture. Torture, like, it's very much torture because it's like you can't say anything. Like, you literally have to interact in silence. You can't, your meditations are done in silence. You're using the bathroom, like making your food, eating, everything is done in complete silence.
Wow. Do you feel like you received, like, what's the benefit of that? Like, do you feel like you received a benefit of that?
The benefit of being in the silence is that you get to see what's going on around you more.
Mhm.
You have to pay attention more about what's going on around you. It helps you to kind of like navigate. It gives you more of a clearer headspace too, because
Yeah.
you're not speaking. Like you're cultivating concentration.
Mm. That makes sense. That makes sense.
It does help to kind of like, oh, because we're like so used to talking that when you take that away, it's like, oh, okay, this feels different. But it's like not different in like a bad way. It's different in like the sense of like, oh, like now I understand what they mean by the concentration and
Um,
why it's so important. Like you need that concentration aspect of it. Like
yeah.
that's like, oh, it's gonna make it's not that it's gonna make it hard. Hey, Joe. It's not that it's gonna make it hard for you to manifest, but it does make it easier because I think for a lot of people, myself included, it is hard to concentrate.
Mhm. Yeah. Yeah. I think maybe we could even start with that. Talking about like concentration and focus when it comes to manifesting, because that's kind of like one of the biggest things that is a like how to manifest is really to focus, and everything, any techniques that we're really doing is to just help us to focus basically. So what do you feel like what do you feel like your best tips are, like for people to help them focus consistently on their manifestation?
Mm, huh. That's a really good question because I've tried a little bit of everything. Like I've tried a little bit of everything in terms of like my like the manifestations aspect of it, and I think what I've learned is like in the beginning when I was like first doing this, I was like all over the place with my desires. It was either all over the place with my desires, or I was too focused on my SP. So then I would like go. Tried to go back to like the whole like robotic affirmation thing. Or when I'm on the train, I'll do this thing where I'm on the train where I'll read a bunch of affirmations all at once while I'm on the train because I'm idle, so I'm like not really doing anything. Then the other day I switched to just saying one affirmation throughout the entire day.
Mhm.
So I try different things and implement and focus on like different things, but the biggest thing when it comes to me and the focusing aspect is making sure if I don't stick to anything else and I'm not consistent with anything else, I'm consistent with the um I'm consistent with the listening to the affirmation tape that I'm listening to
Mhm.
or the subliminal playlist that I'm listening to and I'm not switching up on it. Like
Yeah.
I'm consistent with anything. But the focusing aspect, that's that is an interesting thing because it's like, okay, I know what I have to do, but that consistency comes from sitting down, meditating, and meditating does not necessarily have to be that you're sitting and meditating. It could be walking meditation. It could be throwing on music and twerking, and that could be your meditation. It doesn't matter what it is, just as long as you take that time to clear your head so that you can recenter and ground yourself and then get back to focusing. So what about you?
Um, yeah, I feel like I'm working on focusing more. I think for me, like my strong suit is catching a vibe. Like it's very easy for me to get into an energy of something. And so sometimes I can focus more on just being in the energy and I forget to focus specifically on like what it is that I want to create. So I've noticed that what helps me is having like a routine, like having something that you promise to yourself. I'm doing this every day to create that consistency because like I feel like the focus, like once you kind of lose your routine, you're kind of like all over the place. You know what I mean? So like I feel like focusing, having a routine and knowing that, okay, every day for at least 10 minutes, I'm going to do this thing to put my attention on what I'm trying to manifest is great. I also noticed this is kind of like a little bit on a deeper level. But it's something I notice like working with my clients and even with myself is when we have like a core belief or we have a self concept that is in like direct opposition of whatever it is that we're trying to focus on, it also makes it harder for us to focus. This is when we're like heavily triggered, you know, all the time because if we're focused, if we're manifesting something, like for instance, you said like an SP, like if someone's manifesting an SP and they are creating like, yeah, you know, I'm creating a beautiful relationship, you know what I mean? But their core belief or their self concept is, you know, love doesn't last, love isn't real, everybody's a liar and a cheater. Well, it's going to be hard for you to focus on a healthy relationship, even if you do have a routine, even if you do have, you know, whatever that you're doing, if deep down your true belief is in direct opposition to what you're focusing on. So I notice like even with myself, like certain times in the past when I would try to imagine certain desires, like let's say with like money or like even just the lifestyle I wanted to live, because my self concept was in like direct opposition to that, it was almost like I couldn't even focus on it. Like it would be like so much resistance, or I would just kind of make my desire smaller because that's never going to happen for me. Or not even that it's not even because I always knew because I was a manifester that anything could happen to me, and that I could have anything that I wanted. But I also would be kind of like simultaneously like, I feel like that experience is out of my reach, or I feel like that experience is, you know, just too much for me, you know, or I can't see myself having that experience. So I noticed that like when you get your core, like get your self concept more in line with what it is that you're trying to focus on, it's actually easier to focus too.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. I think when you do focus on the self concept, it does make it so much easier. That and gratitude, okay? That has been my focus for the past 2 weeks. Is literally just been straight gratitude because I was listening to an affirmation tape that I had made previously, and I was very consistent in listening to that. I listened to that for over a year, the same thing,
Wow.
and then I had a live with Mystic Manifesting like 2 weeks ago, like literally 2 weeks ago, and he was like, maybe it's time for you to like switch it up and like change it because maybe you know you might be doing more damage like listening to the same thing over and over again. And I was like, you know what? I think it's time. I think it's time. I think it's in there. Like it's safe to say that these affirmations and whatever's in this tape, it's in my subconscious. Because I made that tape in August of 2023. I maybe switched it in December, added some things to it, tweaked it a little bit in December, and I've been still listening to it. I was still listening to it even after August. It was only supposed to be for 90 days, and 90 days turned into a little over a year.
Yeah.
So I'm like, yeah, it's time. Switch it up. And so I've just been doing just straight gratitude and I've been seeing a huge difference in the shift of my energy just from switching just to just straight gratitude affirmations and listening to a gratitude affirmation tape at night. That and frequencies. I'm seeing a difference with that. But side note, okay? Gotta make a side note. Because in honor of my Let 'em Cook video, okay? You let the SP cook video. In honor of that video, we have a goal a gift goal of let them cook because I just found a let them cook gift. So in honor of that viral video and everyone loving that video, that is the gift goal. So I just had to throw that out there. It's not necessary, but I couldn't help it. All right. Hey, Toya. I could not help it. So yeah, that's what we're doing for this live in particular. But yeah, had to throw that out there.
Tell me, I don't even know what that means. Like I don't know anything about TikTok. TikTok live.
Wait, which one? The gifting or the let them cook video that I did?
Let them cook. I feel like I saw that. Like I feel like I at least saw like the beginning of it, but just tell me the whole thing.
Okay, so to give you a synopsis of this, I had this on YouTube. I made this video about putting your manifestations in the oven and stop putting them in the microwave, right? And it would be about and when I made that video, I was eating these truffle fries that I got from Serendipity. They were the bomb.com. They're like so good that I was like, I'm not putting these in the microwave because what the hell? Like, why would I put them why would I reheat them and put them in the microwave for them to be soggy? And no one wants some soggy ass fries. No one wants that. So I'm doing the video and I'm eating my fries, but they're not microwaved. I reheated them in the oven. I put some extra seasonings with it. I put it in some tinfoil with a little olive oil. Put them in the oven at 450 degrees. Those were better the second time than the first time. Okay, and they were extra crispy. They oh my god, they were so. Olivia, like I don't even like my mouth is watering just from talking about it. But that video because I did that video had inspired something else because everyone was like telling me they were like just let him cook, and I said that why am I giving my SP this attention that I'm giving him and he's not giving me what I want? Like, I want him to phone call me. I want him to blow up my phone. I want him to call me. I don't want to text him. So why am I acknowledging the version of him that is not giving me what I want? I'm putting that mofo back in the oven at 450 degrees and I'm letting him burn to a crisp. So that he has a burning desire for me. If y'all watch Bridgerton, y'all know that part where Simon says I have a burning desire for you? Yeah, that's how I want my SP to be. So I on a whim did that video because everyone else was like, yeah, let him cook. Just put him back in the oven. Just let him cook. Like all my friends just kept on saying, let him cook. And I found a video on YouTube. It was a tarot reading and it said, let him cook. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna put this video. I'm gonna make a video about this, and I put it up on YouTube. I put it up on TikTok. I didn't think anything of it. Wasn't expecting anything, and everyone and their mother started commenting on it and liking and watching it, and didn't realize how much that video was needed, and how much it made people laugh. Because I was like, oh, okay. Just put your SPs in the oven at 450 degrees. And do not take them out until they are ready. And you'll know when they're ready. Okay? You'll know.
Yes.
Until they show up as the version of you that they want. Like, you want. Like, just don't let them out. Like, there has to be smoke coming out of the oven. Okay? Smoke. That you have to see smoke. That's how you have to know that they're done. Because you have to see smoke.
Oh my god. No, that's really a brilliant analogy though. It's brilliant. Like especially with the fries because it's so real. Like everybody you're hungry, you want what you want. You're like, I want this shit now. Let me throw it in the microwave, but it's going to be nasty. You know it's going to be nasty. You know what I mean? We can't even really eat microwave fries. They're so disgusting. You're going to throw half of them away. But it's like instead of being impatient, Just put them in the oven. Take the little extra, put the olive oil, let it season a little bit, and then let it cook. Let it get crispy. Give it the opportunity to get crispy, and you'll love that so much more. It'll be so much of a better experience for you. I love that, Sheila. That's amazing.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yes.
I don't know. Like, I think that makes it so much easier when you have it from that perspective and you can understand it. Oh, all I gotta do is just put it in the oven, make it bake, and like, oh, okay, great, easy bake. You know, people were saying easy bake. Like, people, like, there was so much stuff that was being said. I'm like, this makes it easier for you to digest your SP instead of, oh, the conforming or whatever that we all like to say. Instead of saying that, okay, just put them in the oven and let them bake. Okay, let them bake, let them cook, whatever terminology you want to say. Like, it's working.
Yes.
Bet you $1, like the very next day after I did that, because I had been kind of talking to Nasty, but not really talking to him. He's been showing up in my popping up in my lives.
Mm. I think he popped up when we went live last time.
He did.
Yeah.
Like kind of like towards the end. Like the last one I did with the girl, he popped in. I said hey. He said hey. I was like, oh, okay. What you doing there? Okay. You watching, you lurking. You definitely rock with those. Thank you. I appreciate that. I really do, because the analogies is what makes you understand it better. Tell me I'm wrong.
Yes.
Or not. But you know what I mean.
No, yeah, I think that too. It's easier to understand because all of this, I don't know, manifestation is kind of a contradiction. It's simple, but it can be complex depending on how you're looking at it. And I think when we put it up against simple everyday things like reheating our fries, that we know the process, we know how that is, and we can put it up against that, it's much easier to understand. And I just love that though. I feel like there's yeah, I love what you said about, this version of him doesn't deserve my attention, doesn't deserve me to be all over them. Like I don't need to be like that. And of course, like Sheila, you're perfect. You're a beautiful goddess. Like you're smart. You're extremely smart. Like you're super intelligent. You're a conscious creator. Like what else? You know what I mean? Like you can't. There should be nobody. You shouldn't sweat anybody. Everybody should be sweating you. You know what I mean?
Okay, that part.
Yeah, that's the truth. So yeah.
And same thing goes for you.
Mhm.
Like, we should not be sweating over anybody. Like,
Yeah.
and maybe, and oh, thank you. And maybe this is just me, but I had these conversations with a few men like before, where I had said, um, men. I feel like now we're in a society where it's like, I love the fact that men are working on themselves and they're working on their self concept and whatnot. I want men to work on their self concept enough to know that, hey, they can have anybody they want to just as much as we can have anybody that we want. It's the vice versa, like it's vice versa. However, my biggest thing that I think that gets lost in the sauce is that, you know how it seems like men have all these options or whatever, they claim that they have all these options or whatever, but then the moment that a woman has these options, it's like they go bat shit crazy. But truth be told, if us as women, we're operating in that goddess queen energy, right? Realistically, I feel like the women are the ones that get to choose. We're supposed to be the ones that have the options, and we're supposed to be the ones that are getting courted by every guy. And we're supposed to choose. I don't think it's supposed to be the other way around. Where did we lose that?
Yeah. I would say we lost it to be real, when like, and this, I'm just gonna say what I feel, and I don't know, people may not like it, but the problem is that women have let go of their standards. You know what I mean? Now the standard is, oh, just be cute, and oh, text me a good morning beautiful, and you can have everything of mine. And before, it was like, you can't even think about touching me until you've at least taken me out a few times. You know what I mean? That used to be the standard, and the standard now is just nothing. Even not even text me every 2 months when you want some ass at 3 a.m. and that's good, that's fine. And everybody's, they complain like, well, oh, why aren't they doing this, why aren't they doing this? And I've said this in a video, and I'll say it again. Men do everything that they do for women, and women have just now, it's just, you don't got to do anything. So they don't do anything. Why would they? Right? If like this live right now, it's free, right? If it's free. So if we charged, but like, you're not going to pay us money. I mean, yeah, y'all like, do the tips or the gifts or whatever, but you guys aren't going to pay us $100 if we say it's free. You see what I'm saying? Nobody's going to do that, give you princess treatment, respect you, love you, if that's not what you require. If he can have you and Annie and Tanny and Lanny, well, then why does he need to just choose you? You know what I mean? And that's the part that I feel like has gotten messed up. Women have forgotten that we are the prize, that we are the value. And the thing is, there's a lot of guys nowadays who want to be, chased. You know what I mean? They want the woman to pursue them. They want the woman to take them on a date. You know what I mean? But those guys wouldn't exist if there weren't women that were doing that. You know what I mean? So in the same space, though, there are still men there who actually do know how to treat a woman and are in, their masculine energy and everything like that. But a lot of women you're too busy playing around with the little boys to recognize a real man. The real man is watching you with the little boy and is like, she don't even know. She wouldn't know what to do with me. You know what I mean? So just the same way, you see a handsome, lovely guy dealing with what they call a gnat.
Wait, don't tell me they really say that.
You know what I mean? You see him and his girl's just cussing him out and degrading him and treating him like shit. All you see is, man, he doesn't know his worth. So sad for that king. You know what I mean? So it's really like, this is why I harp so much on knowing your worth. You know what I mean? Everybody here, there's no reason for you to ever sweat. I don't know if I can say the N-word on here, but sweat a guy. Like, there's no reason for you to chase a guy. There's no reason for you to do all of that. You know what I'm saying? When you realize that you are the prize, they're lucky to be around you. Like, when you feel like that, when you feel like he's lucky to be even in my presence is a gift, he'll respect it. But when your presence is so, oh yeah, hey, my mom went out of town, you can come over now. I know it's 2:30, but she'll be back for work at 5, so you gotta leave at that point. Well, like, you gotta get that shit together.
Chewy, come on. Guys, thank you. Sorry. Dogs. No, and I think that's why, for me, anything that I say, I'm not saying it because I don't, like, anything that I say, I'm not saying it because I don't get it. It's the experience aspect, and it's one thing that, this was a conversation that I'm happy that we're having now. It's the one thing that was bothering me. I was like, no, like, I feel like women are supposed to choose. Like, why do I feel like there's something missing? Like, why do I feel like, no, women are supposed to choose. Women are supposed to have the options. It's not supposed to be the other way around. Like, yeah, like, we're supposed to be courted. Like, what the hell? Like, no, something's gotta give, because ain't no way I'm sitting here calling myself a queen, a goddess, and I'm not supposed to choose. Like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Like, I'm supposed to choose. But I do get it from the guy's perspective. Not in the at the sense of like, oh, I don't get it, like I don't understand them or whatever. I get it in the terms of like, hey, like I see it from both sides because I think from seeing just the shift in the amount of men that are working on themselves that I'm seeing that I communicate with, like Sean from Here Nor There, and a few of the, the other mods and like other people, then even that guy Neuro Knowledge, like I've been binge watching his videos all day, and I'm like, we're like the guys were here, but the guys that were of color talking about this stuff, I didn't really see them. I didn't really see them like that. Now you're seeing them literally pop up everywhere, like everywhere. Not. And then there's books like this that I read. I haven't finished it, but this book, game changer. I recommend men and women to read this. It's not just for you want to understand your guy. This, okay, this book, because then you really understand, like, oh, man enough, like, what does it really entail? Like, what is going on through men? Because in society, it makes it so that you can't, like, the book is called Man Enough Undefying My Masculinity, but it helps to understand what men are going through. And when you understand what men are going, like when you understand what men are going through and what they have to put themselves in, it goes 10 times further because now you know how to maneuver, because they feel like, oh, well, maybe the same issues that we have, like they have too, but we don't see
Yeah.
it because they don't show it.
Yeah, it actually makes me want to kind of talk about like the balance of masculine and feminine energy within men and women. Actually, my SP, he taught me a lot about the the man's perspective, and how, because he's a very balanced person, so he's still very in his masculine energy, but he still understands and is in touch with the feminine energy as well. And so he would explain to me the way that, for instance, men do have emotions, but they're not accepted. So they have to basically keep them down. And so when they keep them down, then women are like, oh, you're emotionally unavailable. But then when they show their emotions, oh, well, you're a punk. You're weak. So it's like men kind of get into this place where no matter what they do is wrong. If they don't show emotion, they're emotionally unavailable. They do, they're too emotional. And that's just one of the things. There's so many ways with men and women that we don't understand, but I feel like a good way to understand it is the balance, right? So for instance, with men, there's, either being all in your masculine and not caring about emotion, not caring about anything like that, and that's toxic, right? But then there's these new age guys that are like, oh, I want to sit on your couch and play video games, and you pay all the bills, and that's about way off in the feminine, right? And what it is just a coming together of the balance of being in your masculine and being in your feminine. And it's the same thing with women. There are women who are way in their feminine and they're letting guys treat them like whatever. They have no self-worth. They have no boundaries. They, are going through all of that. So nice and just worried about pleasing everybody. And then that woman gets hurt and she swings all the way to the other side. Now she's bitter. She's angry. She's resentful. She doesn't let anybody in, right? And she's defensive and everybody's evil, men are evil and all of these things, right? And it's like, which one's right? They're both wrong because they're both rooted in fear. And you come to the middle to where you have boundaries and you have respect for yourself, but not at the cost of disrespecting other people, or not at the cost, you have boundaries, but you don't have a whole fortress and a moat and armies and all this shit guarding yourself, and no one can even get close enough to you. So it's really just a balance of both energies within everyone. It's not that we have to be either or, but there's something that I noticed is an overcorrection, and you guys can see this in. It doesn't matter what the issue is, what the social issue is, what the whatever is. Whatever we recognize, like let's take women and men, let's take like feminism, right? So women were oppressed, and we didn't have a voice, we didn't have a vote. And so instead of it going to men and women being equal, it went to, well, now men are not shit, right? Men are horrible people. Men are this. And it's like, we do that in everything. We swing from I'm unempowered to now I have to tear people down to feel empowerment. But that's not real empowerment. Real empowerment is not stepping on people to feel good about yourself. It's just feeling good about yourself. You know what I mean? So if you look at anything, it goes from disempowerment to hatred, basically. And it's like, you don't have to go there. You can just go to a mutual respect between both people.
So it's funny that you said the tearing the people down part. Because I had just revisited this thing called spontaneous trait transference. I don't know if you know what that means.
Spontaneous what?
Spontaneous traits transference.
Mm-mm.
So basically, hold on, I'm looking for it. Spontaneous trait transference. So it's this thing that's in the consciousness manifest, like the consciousness community, like parapsychology, consciousness, neuroscience community, which is, if we think that science is not catching up to spirituality, we're all sadly mistaken, because science is definitely catching up. But basically, spontaneous trait transference occurs when communicators are perceived as possessing the very traits they described in others. You know, isn't that funny? Isn't that ironic? You know, the irony of what that says. Study 1 confirmed that communicators become associated with the traits implications of their descriptions of others, and that such associations persist over time. Study 2 demonstrated that these associations influence specific traits, impressions of communicators. We hear this? Study 3 suggested that spontaneous trait transference reflects simple associative processes that occur even when there are no logical basis for making inferences. Okay? No logical. Okay? I want to emphasize the no logical. It's going good, Rico. Finally, study 4 used more naturalistic stimuli and provided additional evidence that the phenomenon reflects mindless associations rather than logical attributions. Together, these studies demonstrate that spontaneous trait transference is a reliable phenomenon that plays a previously unrecognized role in social perception and interaction, aka the law of assumption. AKA, be careful how you speak about others.
Okay.
Because you're really putting that on yourself.
Yes. Yes. Say that again. I couldn't hear you.
So if you think your SP is stubborn,
Mm-hmm.
odds are you yourself are stubborn. It's not them. It's you. Everyone is you. What? Pushed out.
Yes. 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 Yes, because the world is a mirror. The world is a mirror. And everybody, unfortunately, even within the manifestation community, even knowing that, is so focused on the reflection that they're not focused on what's causing the reflection, right? What's causing this to be like this? It's not them. It's not them just deciding this is how I'm going to be. They have to be in the role that you put them in, which you're doing at all times. And that's the thing too. It's like, it's not like people are like, oh, you can't control people, this and that. You're controlling them anyway. The people, your reality, what's happening it's being controlled either consciously, where you're doing it on purpose, or unconsciously, where you're just thinking and things are just happening, where you're just assuming things about people and it's just happening. And you're wondering, wow, this is the seventh narcissist I've dated in my life. Why does this keep happening to me? Well, what's the common denominator, right? And this is not a blame and shame, because a lot of people get angry at that. Oh, you're victim blaming, you're victim shaming. Well, if you don't want to be a victim, you have to stop claiming that, period. You have to step out of the role of life's happening to me and everybody's doing this to me if you want to be able to take control over your life. Now, sometimes it's more comfortable to be the victim because then it's not your fault. Then you can just blame and people can feel bad for you. But actually taking responsibility of your life and of what you're creating, it doesn't have to be a blame and shame pity party. It can be, I'm empowered. If I've been creating bullshit, I can create things that actually serve me and actually make me happy. That's the point of taking responsibility. It's not about, oh, wow, I've been creating a bad life. Who cares? What are you going to do now? Now that you know that everything's stemming from you, what now? You know?
That part. Mm-hmm. That part. Okay, that part. Like, damn. Yeah, that part, like, you don't realize how imperative that everyone is you pushed out is. And then, like, the fact that the research shows and matches with what Neville said, it's like, oh, yeah, what? Like, now I don't want to ever hear anybody be like, oh my God, like, this isn't true, this stuff doesn't, no. Here's an article, okay, on APA PsychNet, okay? It's a scholarly article, okay? With data, with evidence, with research, okay? Studies. Now you see there's literally research. This is why, like, I'm going to school for what I am going to school for. It's not just for me to say, oh, I got a degree. Oh, I got a degree in a PhD in clinical neuroscience and consciousness. No. This is because I like being that person. Like, I never wanted to be that person that got on here to, like, making TikToks or YouTube videos. I never wanted to be that person that just would talk out of their butt just to say it. I always wanted to be that person that had the whiteboard or whatever, or provided, like, facts and evidence, which is why I was like, no, I gotta research this. Cause I need to, like, you don't go to school, like, you know, when you're in school, right? You're in school, you don't go to school in college and you don't write a paper and then not cite where you got the information from, right? You don't do that. Because if you do that, you get plagiarized. You get an F. You fail. You go to I had one teacher literally sent me to the dean because she thought I plagiarized. I clearly revised and manifested that never happened. You best believe it. The very next day, she's like, I'm dropping this. Oh, yeah, I knew you would. Like, I knew you would. Got an A in the class. But you don't write papers and then not fact check or cite. So if you don't go writing papers with that, if I have this in the back of my mind, how would I look going on YouTube, not having evidence, not testing it out for myself, one. Hey, free tea. Not testing it out, not trying it out, not doing the research, not getting the data, not collecting the data, not getting the books, getting the quotes, citing, what page I got it from, all of that. It comes off weird when you don't have the facts and the proof and the pudding.
Yeah. See, I think that for me, I don't get my sources from science, even though science, I like that you do that, because some people can't come beyond what is here. What did 3D say is real? But to me, science can only take you so far. It can only take you as far as they have proven. And so my thing is, try it, y'all. That's the easiest thing to do. Just everyone as you pushed out, take somebody that you think that you know this is how they are. I'll tell you guys a quick story. This was a friend of mine. She had a sister, and her sister was, just for lack of better words, kind of an unsavory character. Like, just would do kind of messed up stuff to her. Like, for example, trying to steal her identity. And that's just one thing, right? So there's that, right? And one day we were literally just joking, you guys. We were just joking. We were like, no, she's had a spiritual awakening. She's, you know, she's so positive. She's like this, you know, yeah, she's not like that anymore. She's so loving and sweet. Y'all, literally a few weeks later, she wasn't even in contact with her at the time. She reaches out to her and she's like, oh yeah, I've changed. And she's talking about positive energy. And she's like, yeah, I feel like we need to mend our relationship because this and this and that. A completely different person, y'all. A completely different person. And that's just one thing. I mean, I've done this all the time, right? I can actually tell you a cute little success story with my SP. Well, he's my SP, but he's my boyfriend. I don't like calling him that because it's like such like traumatizing memories from doing that. Yeah, my hubby, really, he is. So, but I was sitting there one night and I was like thinking of him like to buy me flowers. And I was like, he doesn't really buy me flowers often like that though. And as I thought that, I was like, well, he doesn't buy me flowers because I assume that he doesn't buy me flowers. And I was like, even if he were to buy me flowers tonight, I don't even have a vase to put them in. And I was like, that shows how much I don't expect him to buy me flowers. And I was like, you know what? I'm going to buy a vase. He'll buy me flowers. And then I'll tell everybody in my Discord, like, hey guys, look what I manifested. I had this conversation in my head. 10 minutes later, he walks in with a basket that has like a new plushie and some candy and these flowers that came in their own little vase. They're dead now, but they were pretty. But that came in their own little vase. And I said to him, you guys, I was like, oh my God, I was just thinking like about you bringing me flowers. He said, you know, while I was grabbing all your stuff in the grocery store, I was like, I bet she's manifesting this. And he was like, if she's manifesting it, then it's working because I'm doing it. Literally. Yeah. So this is what I mean, you guys. I do, and it's easy, y'all. Just practice it. Just assume, right? And just like what Sheila was reading from her form, they're making these deductions based off of nothing, right? That's what an assumption is. You don't have to say, as I sat there and was like, well, he doesn't buy me flowers. Well, if that's the assumption that I've had, then that's what's been playing out. I can just make another assumption. You know, that's the thing, y'all. Just make another assumption about the person that they're just like this. Now, don't go and try this on your SP after this video who you have all this energy and resistance and all this stuff to. Do it on your neighbor that's always crabby and always yelling and always upset, right? Which I just did. Well, let me be quiet because I ain't gonna say too much. But but do this with your neighbor that's always crabby and upset. And see them being happy. That's literally a gift for them. You know, it's a gift for you to see people as their highest self, as a better version of themselves, a happier, healthier, someone who's always sick. Decide and assume they're always so healthy. They're always smiling. They're always feeling good in their body. And when you see that change, because you have no resistance to it, you know that they're like this, so you don't care if they change or not. Right? And it happens instantly. You'll be like, oh shit, I really can just assume it. And then you go and do it for your SP and it works too, right?
Like, what? Then I went to get a new car and it was the only car with the description available. And like, yeah. The soul journey. Snap, snap. That's what I'm talking about. Okay, that is what I'm talking about. The soul journey. Snappity, snaps. Yes. Okay, 2 things that I got from that. Outside of that, so I don't know. Do you think it is us that we have resistance, or it could be? Ooh, that's a good question. I'm gonna answer that. Or Lily's gonna answer that after. I don't want to lose my thought because I feel like I will lose my thought if I don't say it now. And I want you guys to let me know how your thoughts on this, because if anybody's ever seen Olivia, not Olivia, Love Kayla on here, she's always talking about her SP, how her SP is mirroring her all the time, right? And it got me thinking this morning because I was like, I'm going to work early. My bestie messaged me. She's like, Are you at work? I was like, I just left. I'm going to work early. I'm an early bird. I like going to work early. Like I literally have always been this way. I like going to work early. I don't like at least a half hour early. I have to be there at least a half hour early. I don't like getting there on time, like exactly on like when you're supposed to be there. Because I guess I have this thing where it's like if you're on time, you're late. Like that's how I feel. So I like being early, right? I like being early so I don't feel rushed. I can relax before I start my shift. I can make my TikToks. And then as I was saying that to her, I was like, wait a minute. I know somebody else who does the same exact thing. Wait a minute. Hold on. I'm mirroring my SP, or we're mirroring each other, because wait a minute. Wait. This is too much. So now there's that part. So I don't know if anybody else experienced that, but that was my experience. But then the other day, I decided I was revising that I've always been a billionaire. I literally, on Monday, I was saying I've always been a billionaire. That was literally the only affirmation I focused on all day. Just for shits and giggles, just experimenting. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to focus on one affirmation just to see what happens. Right? Did that. The very next day, I went randomly. I had physical therapy, and then I randomly decided I'm going to go into this Williams-Sonoma store, right? I usually go in there to sit and visualize for what I want in my house. I, for some reason, decided, I'm going to ask if they're hiring. Why I did that, I don't know. No idea why. The lady's like, yeah, what position are you interested in? I was like, cashier, sales, but preferably cashier. Cool. She's like, can you come back at 5 for a group interview? It was like 2 something. I was like, damn, what the heck am I supposed to do for like 3 hours over here? Like, I don't know what, like, but all right, I'm gonna wait. Did the group interview. And when I say everyone got hired, I mean, like, literally, we all got hired. But in the interview, there were things like synchronicities that were like coming up. One girl that was hired, she plays Sims, I play Sims. Cool. The manager says, somebody came in here, they dropped $70,000. $70,000. Okay? 70,000. Not, it's not chump change. That's $70,000. I was like, maybe I'm bugging here. Maybe I'm tripping. But $70,000. She then proceeds to say the Prince of Monaco shops there.
Ooh.
As a client, Prince of Monaco. What? Then she says, they do $1 billion. They run $1 billion. I'm like, wait, okay, what's happening here? What's happening? Like, but this is all before she tells me that we're all hired. I'm like, okay, what's happening? Then she says, Martha Stewart's gonna be here next week. Bobby Flay is gonna be here next week. Eva Longoria. Famous people. Eva Longoria. What? Martha Stewart, Bobby Flay. Apparently some girl that has 1 billion followers. I'm manifesting 1 billion followers. Do we see? I left the store. As I'm walking out the store, I saw Smug products. Right? Smug. If you guys don't know what Smug is, hi bestie! If you guys don't know what Smug is, Smug brand is like this kind of vintage looking brand. You know what? 1 trillion. We take the 1 trillion. I'll take the 1 trillion, you know. I will take that. Smug is like this kind of like vintage looking, retro looking stuff that they have. Those Smug products are in my Sims game. Okay? That's a blessing because it's in my Sims game and I'm manifest like that's like what I want. You get a 40% off discount and they got a soda streamer and I'm like manifest. These are all the products that are in this store are everything that I want and you get 40% off. Not now because you only get 20% off electronics, but in a couple of weeks, 40% off of electronics. You best believe I'm getting my KitchenAid, my SodaStream, and all them smug products. Okay? I say this all to say, I don't know what the hell happened when I was doing that affirmation all day, but clearly I did something. Because it ain't no way. That's not a coincidence.
I love that. That's amazing. That's crazy. Because $1 billion, I don't know the last time I've heard of anybody spending $1 billion. Like, it's been, I don't remember the last time I've even heard that. And you're affirming that. And then you just, all of that, like that, just all of how that played out was like insane. Definitely insane. That's crazy.
And the store itself is in the wealthy area. It's not like it's a small area. It's Columbus Circle. We're talking. And I'm going to be a cashier, which means I'm going to be handling money. I'm going to be seeing how these people that come in here are spending their money. Mm-hmm. They don't have it. I'm pretty sure these people have no problem spending money. Like, it's not like going to Rainbow or like, you know, stores and certain types of, like, these people got money. Money. They got no problem spending money. So if I'm seeing how wealthy people are spending their money, what? What? How? I don't understand. Out of all the things I could possibly get hired for, I get hired as a cashier. How? Make it make sense, because I don't even understand how that makes sense. Like, oh, okay, I just got hired for a cashier job that I had absolutely no intentions on getting. It was so random. I was not expecting it whatsoever. Like, and all of us got hired? Every last one of us? Okay. I'll take it. Clearly, I'm supposed to be here. Clearly. I don't even want to get started on how many sales that they're gonna do. They do around Christmas time. It's like really crazy. They do 2,000 sales a day. How? That's money. That's money. But anyways, back to the unconfirmed question. If you're still in here. Do you think it's yeah? Do you want to answer that question? Because that was I need a minute to
yeah, you that. And congratulations, Sheila. That's amazing. That's so cool. I love that for you. And you're just gonna be there to catch the bunny vibes. I love that.
That was my intention. It's like all literally.
I love that. Yeah, I will answer this though. This is a good question, and then I'm gonna hop off, Sheila. I have like a billion things I'm like in the middle, but. Okay. Do you think it's us if we have resistance, or could it be them? The first thing to understand, you guys, is that there is no them. There is no them. It's just us. And when I say it's just us, I don't mean, oh, it's just Olivia or it's just Sheila. It's one energy that is being all of us. So that's the first thing. The next thing is that, to be real, you guys, if you're going to manifest an SP, if you're going to do this, it just doesn't serve you to even contemplate that. And it's not a bad thing for obviously, but I'm just saying, if you're saying, oh, who's winning, me or them, you automatically have a competition. Now you're battling with their mind when you don't even know what's on their mind, right? It's just better if you're going to do this, if you're going to manifest an SP, you need to decide that you are the only one that can decide how it's going to go. And the way that I like to explain it is that you're not necessarily going into their mind and putting an idea in there per se, although there are people that do that in meditation, literally. They go and put ideas in people's minds. But what you're doing is you are deciding something in your mind, and your mind is generating the reality that you're in. So when you put an idea about them or about you all together in your mind and persist in it long enough, it creates an idea in their mind. And their mind, they become that version that you are persisting on in your head, right? So if they have resistance, it's because you have resistance. And you'll find that's the case all the time. Like Sheila was talking about mirroring your SP. My SP and I mirror each other all the time. Even in our arguments, we finally got to the point where we're like, wait, we're both mad at the exact same thing. We both feel like the other person is doing the exact same thing that we think that we're doing. You know what I mean? So it never really stops. And it's really, especially when you're manifesting an SP, you really want to kind of lessen the belief in separation in a us and them, and pour more into the belief of oneness, that there really are no others. We're all one energy, and that energy is connected. And if that is so, then what I'm thinking, he's thinking. What I'm feeling, he's feeling. What I'm putting into my mind is becoming my reality. And so my decision sparks an idea in him, and he decides something that's in line with what I've decided. Now, a lot of people are deciding and undeciding and deciding and undeciding. He loves me, he loves me not. He loves me, he loves me not. He loves me, no, he loves that other bitch over there. Well, and that's the result. That's probably what's going on in their mind. How many times have you guys been confused about whether you like somebody or not? How many times have you been like, today, I'm like, oh yeah, I like him. And then the next day you're like, oh no, I can't fuck with him. And then the next day you're like, damn, he looked good today. And then you're like, oh, I don't know. That's probably going on in their mind, right? So it happens, it's happening all the time, but you just stay consistent on that one decision, which is, of course, they like you, they love you, they're obsessed with you, they're, enamored with you. You're the best thing that's ever happened to them. They were blessed the day that you walked into their life, and persist on that. Right? Even like when it comes to like trauma, right? Like we can, oh, he has too much trauma. He's got too much going on. He's not healed enough, right? Oh, I'm healed and he's just not healed. I'm conscious and he's, this and that. And it's like, no, your idea of him will cause him, right? Let's say he is unconscious, or he's whatever, he's toxic, he's whatever. Your idea of seeing him as his highest self will cause him to make the decision, I want to pick up this book, right? That book, he reads it, damn, different person, right? He happens to come across a TikTok and, he listens to it and it changes his whole perspective. And now he's the version of him that you've been wanting to experience. Like, think about it like this, you guys. Changes and decisions and becoming different. Yeah, it doesn't happen in an instant, but it kind of does. You know what I mean? If you smoke cigarettes today and you decide I'm going to quit, well, yesterday you're a cigarette smoker, today you're not. It happens like that. You know what I mean? They could decide that I'm not ready for a relationship yesterday, but oh, I read this book. Oh, wait, no, I'm putting it off. I'm afraid of love. No, I do really love this person. I want to be with her just like that. I'm ready. You know what I mean? But your decision sparks that decision in them.
That part. And it's so crazy. It's so crazy that you say that, because even with my SP, in the very, like, when I first met him, like he was like mirroring me so much that I was like, what's going on here? It was to the point where there were times where I would be on his live in the beginning, and he'd be like saying, "Oh yeah, chat, I already won this game." Like he was revising on the spot that he won a game that he was losing. Like, and then his whole chat would like chime in on him with him, and I'm like, wait, he's revising. How did he know what that is? I never taught him that. How did he know what that is? And when I told him that's what he was doing, he was like, I didn't know that's what I was doing. It's like, yeah, you're revising. He didn't know that. He said so much. Yeah, I already won the game. I've always won the game. I won yesterday. Like, I won yesterday. Blah, blah, blah. Like, I won yesterday. A couple of days later, he won the game. I'm like, what? Wait. Like, did you go into my subconscious and steal that? Like, it's so crazy. But we mirror each other so much. We have similar glasses. That's how much we mirror each other.
That's so cute.
Like if y'all ever see, like, y'all would know him if you were scrolling down your For You page and he randomly popped up on your For You page, you would know who it is. That's how much he mirrors me. You would know it down to the glasses. That's really scary to say that because it feels like we live in two separate states. Like, he works at a guitar center. My home away from home is a guitar center. I've never met him before. What? He's older than me. It's almost as if, like, he was made for me and I was made for him. It was like the missing piece of the puzzle. Like, oh, okay, wait. I like this. But this is scary at the same time because I ain't never met somebody that was like this. I bet you he lurks on me just as much as I lurk on him. See, that's the mirroring. And yes, I waver. I'm guilty. I waver. Like I'm not even gonna lie to you. I waver. I won't lie. I'm not perfect. I waver.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wavered my whole journey basically, and you can actually watch it. Like I documented my SP journey from the time we broke up to him coming back and saying he wants us to get married, and you can literally see me. Like I can't even watch those videos because of how low I was in those videos, like talking about how like just it was a lot. So yes, we all waver. I was about to say another cuss word. I don't care what people, any people on YouTube or any on TikTok or whatever, that they put the picture of perfection because, that's just what they want to do. But everybody wavers at some point. Everybody wavers at some point. It's okay to waver. We're still having a human experience. It's okay to doubt, but just persist. That's what persisting means. Persisting doesn't mean perfection. Persisting means that when you fall off the horse, get back on it until you get to where you're trying to go. That's it. So it's okay. But what I will say is that for me, when everything changed was when I just stopped chasing. It was when I stopped sacrificing my state of being and obsessing over this person, and just decided, I just came into this energy of, wait, I'm literally a goddess. I'm literally a goddess descended onto this earth. I'm extremely powerful. I'm beautiful. I'm smart. I'm amazing. There's no reason for me to try and manifest anybody. Somebody should be manifesting me, and when I felt like that, you guys, and I literally woke up the next day, I was like, I'm not doing this anymore. That's in the thing. I made a video. I was like, they're going to be so pissed. They've been watching this journey. And I'm like, I'm not doing it anymore. And I don't care. Like, it's stealing my joy. And I woke up the next day and I was like, oh, I gotta affirm. And I was like, wait, no, I don't. No, I don't. It's fine. It's over with. It's done. I'm going to get what I want, period. And I don't have to spend any more time trying to make that happen. And within 2 weeks, he was like, yeah, I want to talk to you. Yeah, let's talk about marriage. Yeah, let's talk about all of this. Yeah.
That's how it goes, okay? That's how it goes. That's literally how it goes. Like that's where I'm at. Okay, that's where I am at. That's the place in my journey that I'm at. I'm like, no, you should be manifesting me.
Yes.
Hello? Have you seen me?
Yes. That's
like,
the truth.
Have you seen me? Have you seen me? For those of you who are not following me on Instagram, that's all I'm gonna say. Go follow me on Instagram because have you seen me? Like, it don't get no better than me.
Yes. Certified baddie.
Okay, that is on some cocky shit because you don't get no better than me.
Yeah, period.
Period.
It's funny, Sheila, because some people would be like, oh, that's me, that's conceited. Y'all, think about what kind of world would we live in if everybody thought it doesn't get any better than me, right? You think that it would be bad, but it wouldn't. There would be no competition. There wouldn't be jealousy. There wouldn't be us trying to steal from each other or beat each other down. If everybody just feels like I'm the shit, then everybody's just feeling like that. And it's actually better for us to all feel like, if everybody's feeling like there's nobody better than me, like that's how you should feel about yourself, you guys. That's how you should feel about yourself. For real.
Literally. Oh, 777.
That happened on my live earlier. That's so funny.
Hey, that's what I'm talking about. 777. Hey. And then we got 8 and 8. 8 coins and 8 shares. Confirmation after oh wait, and there's your points. 8. 888 and 777.
Yes.
Bet confirmation after confirmation. Oh no, you can keep liking, but you can keep liking. But either way, like I love having these conversations, and this is why I love having these group lives. It's for this reason, and it's because it's the podcast feel of it. It's the going back and forth and having like these genuine, real conversations and connecting, and you guys asking questions. Like this is what we're here for, and it also shows that we are not in competition with each other.
Exactly.
Like it brings the community aspect. It brings the beauty of the fact that hey, she has her platform, I have mine, but we can come together and we can co-create together.
Yes. Yes. I love that. I love that. And I feel like that's real true confidence, you guys. People that are afraid and like, oh my God, competition, and oh my God, this person is my, whatever. It's because you're not solid in yourself. If you're solid in yourself, you're not worried about anything like that. You know that you're gonna get what you're gonna get, period. You're gonna get what you want. It's not like it's finite. There's how many billions of people, right? So I just love that. And I love that. I love having these conversations too and answering people's questions. I feel like it's what really helps me understand manifestation even deeper and more, is seeing it from the perspective of all different things. Like I really love, Sheila, how you're like scientific and a manifester for the people, because people need that. People need to know, like, girl, I don't believe shit you talking about until you can prove that to me. And I love that you have that knowledge. Like anything, she was like, oh, let me tell you the page, the book, the number, the this. Like, let me tell you the study, the experiment, the this. That proves exactly that. You know what I mean? It's needed. So it's beautiful. Definitely.
I was not always like this because I was very. If you were to tell me when I was younger that I would be studying the stuff that I study now, I would have looked at you like you were crazy, because I wasn't like this. I wasn't. I was going to church. I was very spiritual. Right? Like I still am spiritual. But it's the fact that I have that background that now I'm in the middle. Now I have that middle gray area. I understand the spiritual, but I also understand the science now. So now I get to meet in the middle, and that's where I bring the two together.
Yes.
The balance, the yin and the yang, the Tao, the Tao.
Yes.
You can't have one without the other. You need both.
I love that. I love that. Well, this was amazing, Sheila. I'm going to hop off, but we're going to do this like probably next week or the week after or whatever. We'll get together and figure it out. Oh, we're going on YouTube this time. That's right. I forgot we're trading.
So next week we'll be on hers.
Yeah, so if you could,
a little longer, I'll probably stay on a little longer just so I can get my 90 minutes in.
Yeah, you do your thing. And you guys, if you want to catch us on my channel, to be Master Manifestors on YouTube. But this was amazing, Sheila. You're amazing, as per usual. And I love you. And I will talk with you soon, and we'll go live. We'll plan that, like, I guess, through like DMs or whatever.
Sounds good. Bye.
Bye. Bye, everyone.
Aw. Okay, so I don't want to butcher your name, but how do you work through my resistance and my doubts when it comes to manifesting your feet? Self-concept and meditation and practicing mindfulness. That's like the best course of action. And just stop manifesting your SP and just focus on you. That's literally as easy as it gets. We share, we care, and that's how the universe blesses us with even. You know what? Sensitive, that is true. That is so true. That is beyond true. I just appreciate each and every single one of you guys for like being even rocking with me and being here and showing me the love and support that you guys have been, because that shows me that my self-concept is working. Like, I've improved in my self-concept so much. It's like when you're doing the self-concept, you can't tell if it's working because you don't really have evidence. But being on social media, it really does kind of, you're welcome. Being on social media, it really does get you, it forces you to kind of see where your self-concept is. Like, like the same thing as Olivia said, I've documented my journey, like from start to finish. I'm not even where I want to be yet, but I have documented my journey this entire time. And when I look back on my journey and where I was at till now, I do not look the same. One, I'm more confident. I'm able to communicate a whole lot better. I used to seriously stutter. I used to hate how I sounded. I could not stay on live like this. I would want to get off. This is the fact that I'm even able to be on live is a progress. Me reaching out to other creators and talking to them about manifesting. This is new to me. This is completely out of my comfort zone. But again, I'm working through it. And that's how you know my self-concept has improved, because I'm getting out of my comfort zone. I'm not staying where I was at. And because of that, the progress and the fact that I'm making the progress and the fact that I keep showing up no matter what is happening, that's the persistence. I keep showing up. No matter what, I keep doing it over and over and over again, no matter what. And when you get on the days where you are not doing good, those are the days where you got to persist even harder. It is very easy to get lost in the sauce and think that, oh, I'm not doing something right. But in reality, you are. Like, you're very welcome. And you're not going to see the movement. You're honestly not going to see the movement. But if you keep looking for movement, it means you're not living life. If you're constantly looking for movement, I'm going to say that again. If you are constantly wanting to see movement, you're not living life. I bet you if you were actually living life, you wouldn't care if you got movement or not. Most of my movement happens behind the scenes. Every manifestation that I've ever endured and I've ever gotten that manifested in, all of my movement was behind the scenes. Down to my bestie manifestation. That happened behind the scenes. My school stuff behind the scenes. My apartment stuff behind the scenes. There's so many manifestations that I've had that are literally behind the scenes manifestations. Like, not one of them I've ever saw movement for. But that's where you gotta literally persist. You have to persist. Like, it don't get no better than that. And you'll be thankful that you persist. Like, you will, your higher self is gonna thank you for persisting. But don't do it to get something. You're not doing the persisting to get something. You're persisting to change yourself, because all you're really doing is experiencing yourself. When you understand that you are experiencing yourself, it makes it so much easier for you to manifest things, because you're like, oh, well, all I have to do is change me. So if all I have to do is change me and everything outside of me shifts, then it really does go hand in hand. You gotta get out of this, oh, I'm doing this to get something. No, You are not doing anything to get something. You are literally experiencing you. And you cannot want something that you already have. Like, I think that's what made things shift for me in the past 2 weeks, is understanding that I can't want something that I have already. I already have a trillion followers. I already have $1 billion in my bank account. I already have the house that I want. I'm already living in the state that I want. I already have these things. I'm probably preaching. Like, I'm literally preaching. I already have support. I already have a support system. You see how that sounds? Like, you see how easy it is for me to say that? And I believe it. I already have it. And that's how you guys have to be. You have to be in that sense of, no, I already have this. Like, it has to just roll off the tongue. It has to just be like, I already have this. That's how strong your self-concept has to be. You already have the support. You already have the money. You already have it. You already have it. You already have it. It's already done. It's already done. Like, I'm going to make this a sound. It's already done. Persistent and consistent, period. And yes, you do have to believe in yourself. You have to believe in yourself. It's very easy to not believe in yourself, but the moment that you start believing in yourself, oh my God, changes everything. Because if no one else is going to believe in you, then you might as well believe in you. If no one else is. Like, that's what makes this so much easier, is when you still take that notion of, I'm still going to get what I want no matter what. Regardless of what the 3D is showing me, I'm still getting what I want no matter what. If you ever doubt your manifestations, the 3 things that I like to say is that somehow, some way, I'm getting what I want. Regardless of what the 3D is showing me, I'm still getting what I want no matter what. Those are like literally the 2 affirmations that I go to whenever I feel doubtful of my journey, of where I'm at. Somehow, some way, this is going to work out. And regardless of what the 3D is showing me, I'm still getting what I want. Implement those. Just help self-soothe you. It's a game changer. And it's already done. That is also another one of mine. That should also be a video. When in doubt, talk it. Yeah, that too. I know, like, some people, they're like, oh, don't shut the F up. But, and yes, I agree with the keeping quiet about your desires. However, I'm a loud manifester, meaning what you guys don't realize is that I am manifesting with my page. In the sense of everything that I post is a manifestation. I'm literally manifesting, and you guys help me do that. Without you guys realizing it, you help me. You help me manifest without realizing it. Because that's my intention. So with that said, if you are feeling doubtful, or you need to talk it out, it's okay to talk it out, but don't dwell in it. Don't sit in those doubts. Don't sit in that. Speak it, but you got to learn how to speak with conviction. I speak with so much conviction about the things that I want that you can't tell if it's a lie or the truth. That's how much conviction I speak with. How to not care and put a lot of association with friends not liking my posts and with them judging and hating. Stop caring. Like, literally, just stop caring. Like, it's fine that not everyone's gonna like what you post, but also that's also a self-concept thing. You gotta learn how to just not work on your self-concept. Stop looking at the 3D. Stop looking for the 3D for validation. You are the validation that you wish to see. Doesn't matter who likes your post. It doesn't matter who's commenting. It doesn't matter who's judging, because in reality, if you think they are judging, it's really you judging. And you're welcome. Like, if you feel that they are judging you or hating you, it's you that is hating on you or judging you. It's not them, because everyone is you pushed out. Once you change that and be like, oh no, they love me, everyone loves me, everyone supports me, my content is always going viral, all of my friends always supports me, people love helping me, people love supporting me, people are going out of their way to support me. These are my assumptions. Like, I'm literally telling you my assumptions. I'm literally like this. These are my assumptions, but I didn't always have these assumptions. Thank you for liking. By the way, guys, thank you for liking the lives and almost getting me to like 10K. Can we get me to 10K? Is that even possible before I have to get off? Because I'm getting hungry. Can we get me to 10K? Like, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I did not always have these thoughts. I didn't always have these beliefs in order. I didn't always believe in myself. I didn't always believe that I was supported by people, but now I'm like, no, people always support me. People love helping me. People go out of their way to help me. People move mountains to help me. People affirmations is a game changer. If you have not tried doing people affirmations is a game changer. They are such a game changer. It's not even funny. If you have resistance to an SP and manifesting an SP, and you want to take the focus away from them, instead of focusing on your SP, do people affirmations. People are always thinking about me. People love me. People adore me. People want me. People do people affirmations. And then you go take it a step further and you go men. Because these are general affirmations. Men are always thinking about me. Men always text and call me first. Men always worship the ground that I walk on. Men love calling me. Men love texting me. Men love me. Men adore me. Men always put me first. Men whatchamacallit? Men spoil me without wanting anything in return. These are the things, like, these are literally my assumptions. And within the first week of me even affirming that, back in, I can't remember when I started affirming that. I don't know if I started affirming this in April or March, the end of March. I don't remember. That's how long ago that it was. I can't remember how long ago that was. But anyways, within like the first day or so, I had people that are like, oh, I was just thinking about you. People are like, oh, I saw a girl, I thought she looked like you, and now you're calling me. Thought transmission. I had people literally coming out of the woodworks just to say, hey, I was thinking about you. Literally. That's proof in the pudding that it works. It works. Yeah. I started affirming. Men always want to FaceTime me. Within a day, I had my male friends being like, oh, I want FaceTime me. I'm gonna FaceTime you. Yes. You if you have resistance to your SP, yes, go general, then go specific. Because when you go general, it's taking the resistance away from your SP, because you start focusing on other people. You start getting it from other people. You start getting that attention from other people. So it tells your brain, oh, this works. Like, oh, it's working. So the more evidence you see of it working, the more you're like, well, if it's working for these people, it's working for my SP too. If this person is reaching out to me, sending me a message talking about, oh, that he's calling, like, that he's thinking about me, then my SP is going to do it too. Because then I also affirm that people always text and call me first. So what do you think has to happen? Because I'm affirming that people always text and call me first, naturally, people are going to reach out to me first. But if I'm also affirming that I live in people's heads rent free, or that people always miss me, people always think about me, I can't tell you how many times everybody's like, oh, I miss you. Oh, I know you do, because I affirm for it. I know you miss me. You're not telling me something that I don't know. I know you miss me. So if I know that it's working on people that are not my SP, it's working on my SP just as much as it's working on just people in general. So when you get general and you go general when you have resistance to your SP, it's a complete game changer. And these are obviously things that I've experimented with. But it does take that resistance away that we all have. Literally. I wish that we can keep the 10K thing up there for longer, but I don't think that we can. Because the pinned comments only get to stay up for like a minute. But either way, that's just this perspective on it. It's literally a perspective shift. What are your thoughts on taking actions while manifesting? Inspired action. Take inspired action and know the difference between inspired action and forcing something to happen. Because what you don't want to do is force something to happen. Does it feel good to do this? Do you feel good doing this? If you do not feel good doing this, then don't do it. I feel like when it came to my with my job, the job that I just got, that was inspired action. Because I had no intentions on getting a part-time job at this store. I had no intentions. My place that I wanted to, the 3 places that I've been wanting to get a job at are a dispensary, Mercedes-Benz, and Lifetime Gym. Those are the 3 places that I wanted a job. Why is it that the job that I got, that I had no intentions on applying for, is the job that I got, but it's a job that I feel wealthy at, that I feel good at? That doesn't make sense. I had no intentions on getting that job. That means and tells me that, oh, well, that was inspired action. Because had I not gone into that store that day just to go sit and visualize the stuff that I want in my house, that I'm manifesting, then I would not have had that. I literally randomly decided, hey, are you guys hiring? And then I got hired. So that was inspired action. That wasn't forcing the 3D to change. Now, if you're forcing the 3D to change, it's a whole different story. Now, there's a lot of things that some people, they're like, oh, you have to take action. Other people are like, no, it's inspired action. You want to take inspired action. Now, it's different when you have this, like, coming on this platform, making content. That's action. I have to take action. Thank you for following me. That is action. I have to take action. Because how are you guys gonna know who I am if I'm not taking action and posting? I can't just be like, okay, well, I'm just gonna sit here doing nothing. Hi. I can't just not do nothing. Yes. Thank you for being here. I can't not post. I cannot do lives. I can't not engage. If I want 1 trillion followers, I have to keep posting with the thought in my mind that all of my content always goes viral. So it's a give. It's that balance. It's that given. It's the balance. It's that give and take. I do work here, but I also go out here. It's going good. But not every manifestation requires you to do action. Not every manifestation requires you to do inspired action. Don't worry, I will upload the replay to YouTube. I've been uploading my videos to YouTube, so don't worry. I will upload the replay to YouTube so that you guys can hear about the SP stuff and rehear it for those of you who came late and couldn't join sooner. I hope that helps. I'll also be uploading clips from it as well. As soon as TikTok processes and the live, I will get that up and load it for you guys. Do you guys have any questions? Especially before I have to get off so I could go eat my food. That's I'm just glad I'm just glad that you guys are here. Like, I'm really grateful that you guys are here. It feels good. This was definitely a good, not like a good progress of being on live. Like, I love hanging out with you guys. And it's Friday. Y'all could be anywhere else, but you're here with me on a Friday. You could be doing anything else, but you're here with me. Little old me, okay? Young me, not old, because I'm not old. I'm young. It's Friday. Like, what? Like, we have our SPs. We have the money. We have the houses. We have the cars. We have everything that we want. Happy Venus Day. Hey, I like the way that sounds. Venus Day. Ooh. Ooh. I really want to get to 10. I really want to get to 10K. Can we get to 10K before I have to get off this? Joe is back in the building. Like, can we get to 10K before I get off this thing? Is that possible? Yes. I never knew that. You know what? I am already at 10K. You're right. I am already at 10K. Already at 10K. I am already at 10K. Yes, that is what I'm talking about. I'm already at 10K. I'm already at 10K. You right. You right. Thank you for reminding me. You're past 10K. I'm way past 10K. I'm way past it. You're right. You're right. I'm actually a viral sensation. Chewy, that was so disrespectful. How you just come in here and not even knocking? So disrespectful. So disrespectful. My guy. My guy. Dogs. Okay? Dogs. They really think that they are the owner. Like, wow. Wow. Just wow. Anyways, what are you guys' questions in reference to have you had any manifestations come through recently? I mean, the job is definitely a manifestation. That is definitely a manifestation within and of itself. My video going viral is a manifestation. The Let 'em Cook video, that is definitely a manifestation. And doing these lives is also a manifestation. It might not seem like it, but to me, it's definitely a manifestation, because having people that I'm reaching out to and collaborating with other coaches, that is definitely a manifestation. Yes, you can ask. I'm not opposed to answering SP questions. And for those people who don't know what SP is specific person or your significant other. You can ask anything. I like to call them significant other. Like, honestly, I really like to call them significant other as opposed to just calling them specific person. Or special person. Yeah, special person also works. That does work too. Yeah, that is true. We're not going to talk about my SP anymore, because I feel like if I talk about him enough, he's gonna pop up randomly. And it's actually funny if he did. That would be seriously funny if he randomly just popped up. Well, I would be the SP in this case, but could I go about manifesting a different hair texture? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, like Beetlejuice. Yeah, he would do that randomly like Beetlejuice. Like he would. Um Depends. Like what hair texture are you looking for? Because I've honestly been doing the same thing that you're doing. Um and I just started affirming that I love my perfect 3A curls, that my curls are the perfect I love my curls, I love my hair texture. Um I literally and to be fair, the other night I just experimented and decided, hey, I'm gonna put in mousse in my hair. And do we see these curls? Like, do you see this? My curls were not like this. I was like, yeah, I'm affirming to change my hair texture. I realized I don't have to affirm because I already have the bomb hair texture. And all it took was a little gel and mousse. So I hope that helps. But you have the best curls. I don't know if that's what the hair texture you were affirming for. Or you can also listen to subliminals. There are plenty of subliminals on hair textures. Just find them because that's what I usually listen to. If I don't feel like affirming, I literally just throw on a subliminal. I've been doing that, but my SP is not listening, LOL, or I might be blocking myself. One, you're not gonna say you're blocking yourself. Two, I highly suggest you work on self-concept and changing the story around your SP. And let him cook. Okay? Let him cook. No reaching out. No meddling with the 3D. Self-concept. No meddling with the 3D. And changing the story of how you view you and your SP, and that he's going to reach out and that you're not blocking yourself. Point blank period. I repeat, do not do that. Manifesting an SP, but fear she may get with an self-concept. Another while we're apart. Self-concept, self-concept, self-concept. You are the only person that they want. They don't want anybody else other than you. She's not going to get with anybody else. You're the best. You're literally the best thing that ever happened to her. She can't get with anybody else other than you. It's inevitable. You are unforgettable. You are unforgettable. You're unforgettable. It doesn't get any better than that. Like you literally, Gavin, you probably missed my little talk about being the only person for your SP, but that's your fear comes from a self-concept issue, and you need to work on self-concept and being chosen, being worthy, being a priority. You have to work on self-concept. That too. And my mantra, you want to add that in? I'm the most beautiful thing he's ever seen. Yes. Add this in. Nothing and no one is more important than me. Nothing and no one is more important than me makes you the priority. Puts you on a pedestal when you say that. That literally does that. Like when you can put yourself on the pedestal, it goes hand in hand. Hold on, guys.
So yeah.
It literally goes. Self-concept is literally. Self-concept is literally how you view the world. It's in everything that you do. Self-concept is how you view you, how you view the world, how you view everything. It's not just it's sensitive, I'm gonna need you to send me a DM with all of these things that these concepts and video ideas that need to come up, because I forgot. I will forget, and I already have a bunch of other ideas in my head. So if you can keep a mental note and send me a DM after this so that I can okay, Carlisle, so that I can have a list of the videos that I need to record, that would be absolutely amazing. But yeah, guys, I just think when you are able to, first of all, I just now realized we're almost at 11K likes. Thank y'all for double tapping on that screen. I appreciate y'all. I love y'all for that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. You did say it. You spoke that into existence. You manifested that. Okay? You manifested that. You did do that. Thank you. You did that. Not me. You did that. You did that. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Damn. Like, I'm really grateful. Like, I don't think y'all understand. Like, I'm really grateful. And currently working on your own personal SP subliminal. I'm so excited and good. That's good. That's good. Just don't overuse it. I have experienced overusing my affirmation tape. I was listening to it for over a year, like consistently. Definitely don't do what I did. Hi, Melissa. I hope you're well. Like, do not overuse it. I actually just switched mine from 2 weeks ago. I started listening to a gratitude affirmation tape. I'm actually listening to it at the moment. You're supposed to ideally listen to it for 21 days minimum. The longest I would say to listen to it is 90 days. Anything more than that is, uh, yeah, switch it. Because it's like, if you're listening to it for more than 90 days, do you trust the process? Because if you're listening to it for that, you need, at some point, you gotta take the training wheels off and you gotta trust the process. And trust that it's in your subconscious. Because trust me, it's in there. It's in there. I didn't think it wasn't, and trust me, it's in there. Like, those affirmations are in there. And don't, just because it might not look, thank you for following me, NJ. Just because it might not look like it's in the, like, nothing is changing, that means that everything is changing. When you don't see movement and it's quiet and it's dead, that's how you know it's changing. And I know that might not make sense. It may not make sense to say that, but it does make sense, because you don't see, just because you don't see that movement, there is movement. But you think, most of us, we think, oh yeah, it's not changing because we don't see it. But in reality, it really is changing. But you're wanting to see the movement that's stopping you from seeing the change. It's like you gotta take it's like you have no glasses on, right? You don't have the glasses on, but the moment that you put the glasses on, you're like, oh, I see better now. That's how it's like. You have to trust it. It's like, if I would give up, if when I started my social media, right? And this is like this with anything. Any social media platform that you all started with zero. You had 0 followers, 0 clients, 0 likes, zero comments. But you have to trust it. Stephanie! You gotta trust it, right? You gotta trust it. We all started with 0. We all start with 0. 0 is a fresh slate. Zero is an empty canvas. So even if it's as at zero, you still have to trust that it's going to work out. You still have to trust the process. You still have to trust, oh, well, just because it might not look like I'm at a trillion followers, does not mean that I'm not going to get it. Oh, you're the one from the. Yeah, I love that little group chat on Twitter. I know I pop in when I want to pop in, but yeah, how do you detach from wanting to win a lottery? You can't stop buying lottery tickets. Oh Lord. Ooh, the Heart Sutra. Okay, the Heart Sutra. Game changer. It's the heart. Like, go play the Heart Sutra. Like, literally, go listen to that right now, and go look up what the Heart Sutra is. That's your homework. Listen to the Heart Sutra, and also Ho'oponopono. There's a channel on YouTube that. Hold on, I'll tell you. Ho'oponopono for lottery. They literally have a Ho'oponopono for lottery. Hold on, gotta find it. I gotta find it. Ho'oponopono for winning the lottery. Where is it? Where is she? Winning. Hold on. I'm looking for her. It's a very specific channel that has it, but I can't remember the name. I can't remember the name of her channel off the top of my head. But if you just type in affirmation Ho'oponopono for winning the lottery, you'll find it. But also, um, you definitely want to listen to the Heart Sutra, because the Heart Sutra helped me detach. Like, basically, what the Heart Sutra is, it's a prayer, but it helps you to detach in the sense of, that's when you learn that everything is nothing. Like, it's the Heart Sutra. The Heart Sutra means in it's a popular mantra in Buddhism, and it basically teaches. It's a short, influential passage in Buddhism that teaches a doctrine of emptiness. The Heart Sutra teaches that everything in the world is interdependent and has no independent, stable essence. This is because everything exists in a web of cause and effects. Impermanence. The Heart Sutra teaches that the process of death and rebirth, samsara and suffering, and the effects of past actions, karma, are all impermanent. Overcoming fear. The Heart Sutra teaches that overcoming fear is not accomplished by shutting down or building walls around oneself, but instead by opening up to the understanding the illusionary nature of everything we fear. Compassion. The Heart Sutra teaches that compassion and emptiness go hand in hand. Yeah, yeah. It's really, really powerful. This is what helped me detach a lot. I had to learn it from school. I'm in a master's degree program for mindfulness. Um, so the beauty of my journey is literally been, I learned about the law of assumption first. Then I transitioned from the law of assumption to holistic. I got a bachelor's degree in holistic psychology with a specialization in expressive arts therapy, and then a double minor in cognitive neuroscience and photography. So I used the law of assumption to get me through school. One of my final papers was self-concept, and it was about law of assumption and how I helped to heal my trauma with the law of assumption. It was a 20-page paper. So I quoted a lot of Neville, but I also brought in other materials from my research. But then I got accepted into and manifested getting into grad school on a condition, no less, and the program is in mindfulness. But I still have about 4 other master's degree programs to do, as well as a PhD in clinical neuroscience and consciousness. So I say this all to say, your girl is a nerd. But I'm also a model, and I'm also a photographer, and I'm also a gamer. So if you ever see me on my lives, either streaming, playing Sims, or any other video game, don't hesitate to come in my live. I can still answer questions and still play video games, because the whole premise of me creating the platform that I have is for me to bring in all of my gifts and all of my talents into the community and be able to help and express. Playing video games is play therapy. I learned that in school. You have sand therapy, you have drama therapy, you have music therapy, art therapy. There's more than one way to therapy other than talk therapy. We're taught to go to therapy, but there's more than one way to do that. So I embody everything that I've learned in school up until this point, and I'm showing you guys that. And that's why I'm like, okay, I come on lives and I do this and I talk, and I have no problem answering questions. But to interact with my male audience, I wanted to start bringing in the video games that I like to play, because then that gives them and you guys the ability to come together. Then you guys get to ask the questions, and then the male followers get to learn about manifesting as a win-win. So that's kind of like where I'm at in my, how I'm positioning my social media. But I'm also the niche. Like, I'm very much the niche. I have no niche, but I am the niche. Does that make sense? Yeah, that should make sense. But definitely check out the Heart Sutra, check out Ho'oponopono. And again, listen to it for a minimum of 21 days. Okay, minimum of 21 days, maximum 90 days. Bye. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate you. But if you guys have any more questions, get them in now so I can answer them, because I am going to have to get off live because I gotta go to sleep, and I'm also hungry. I literally can hear my stomach growl. So, if you guys have no more questions, or if you have any more questions, like, let me know this now so I can answer them. But if you have no more questions, I am going to get off the live because I'm hungry. But I do appreciate y'all for rocking with me and stuff, because it does help. Okay. Thank you. I appreciate you guys for getting me to 10K likes. I appreciate y'all for rocking with me. But yeah, this was a good live, and we will do this again. I'll probably come on tomorrow before I go to work or after I get off from work. So, bye guys.